Good morning, everybody. Tim here for Sunday morning model cars and coffee. Glad to have everybody back here. And actually went to Dunkin's this morning, which I haven't been doing. But it was funny. I kind of quit going there a couple months ago. I've gone there forever to the same place, but they've lost a lot of their help. And the food, the food would get, donuts were stale or the sandwiches were burnt. The coffee was full of coffee grounds. So I kind of quit going for a while. Started going to McDonald's. It was okay for a while. And then the same thing started, just wrong orders. And it's like, man, nobody can do their job anymore. You got one job, make up coffee. How, it's not that technical. I'd get to work, no sugar in my coffee. Frustrating. But anyway, I just felt like Dunkin' coffee this morning. Had to meet my good buddy, Joey Enyart, over at the warehouse where we both have a warehouse. And, brought some stuff to him. He's rearranging as always, and his warehouse is like a giant Jenga. He's got this skinny warehouse that's like stacked 20 feet in the air with tubs. I don't know how the hell he does it, but it's pretty funny going over there. And it's fallen on him a couple of times. So anyway, I met him over there this morning. I had his go-kart tires and took those over and some other stuff for him. But anyway. So been working on a few things. Let me add some light to the situation here. So, yeah, that's better. Have been working on the Ford F-150. Still work in progress, but it's coming along. It's getting together. But nice kit overall. Had a little trouble getting the interior tub to fit in this thing, and I had to end up grinding. I'd installed the windows, but I had to grind the bottom of the windshield off, and then I actually ended up grinding the right-hand corner of the dashboard off. You can't see it, but back underneath there, it just wasn't allowing the tub. And I know the windows were seated up in place. They weren't too far down or anything, but it just wouldn't. It would go up on the left side. It would not seat on the right-hand side, and I tried everything. I was afraid I was going to, just break something. And So yeah, I ground that a couple times. I just was hitting it with the Dremel and got it ground down enough that I could get that up in there. But other than that, it went together pretty well. Pretty happy with the paint. Got some nice coats of clear on it this week. And I didn't do a ton of detail work on it. I mean, I didn't even wire the engine, which I was going to do plug lines, and then I just didn't, because I think I'm going to keep the hood on it most of the time. It's candy purple and silver. And there's some flake in the finish. The bottom's just fairly blank. I didn't do much as far as detail on there. And of course got the massive dualies. This is new for me. This is like the hoopty hauler. I'm not used to doing stuff like this with these modern day low profile tires and the giant rims, but I think it's kind of cool. And you gotta do different things once in a while. I mean, I've done so much of the same thing. It gets boring. So you just kind of, it's time to change things up and do something different, do something a little more modern. So I'm pretty happy with it. I went attic diving a couple nights ago because I want to do a drag car for it, and I had one up there that took me some looking to find, but of course it was the second to the last tub that I looked in and I found it. But this is the car. This is the is it a Mercury? Believe it, right? Yeah, the Eliminator 2 Mercury Cyclone funny car. I'm gonna do this to go on the back of here and do it in complementing colors. I bought this when this first came out a couple of years ago, and I had bought some aftermarket parts for it that I threw in the box here. So there's a milled aluminum tack and a milled aluminum moon tank, and let's see, milled aluminum oil breathers. Here's a cast resin manifold, roll bar padding from ProTech. Detail Master complete seatbelt hardware for racing harness. These are what I really like from Parts by Parks, the tall aluminum velocity stacks. Those are in there. And I bought some metal bomber seats too that I'm going to put in there, or one anyway, racing seats. So yeah, and this looks like a pretty low parts count kit, but I, you know, figuring I'll do a little more detail on this one. At least plug lines. I mean, I don't know. I'm not much for just doing all that stuff anymore, you know, all the wires, and maybe fuel lines once in a while. But anyway, so working on that. This is the big truck, the Tyrone Malone hauler. So that's that with the tires and rims on those. I really like those. And this, everything fits, you know, inside the hauler bed and everything. There's nothing sticking out like this other one that, you know, the dually sticking out quite a bit past the side. This all fits in there real nice. But yeah, these came out good once I got them painted up. Those were from Jay's resin models, or Jay's resin wheels. I just did a little bit of minor detail on it, but that's coming along, and I hope to get some more paint on the rest of the body parts for that sometime soon. Oh, and the other thing, on the F-150, the hood situation, Gary Seeds had run into the same thing, and the hood just doesn't. It's just got a molded in twist. It just will not lay down. But I had drilled a couple small holes in there and made, like, I used straight pins to make like hood pins. So I'll pin it down, and it's probably going to be displayed with the hood off of it anyway most of the time. So, but still, just a lot of little details. All the little stuff has got to go on there now. As far as the badges and the bumpers and all the little chrome details, all the little marker lights. That's all that's left. All the major assemblies done. So I'll probably get that done this week sometime. And as you can see, standing in the background here, this huge Ed Roth figure. Jimmy Flintstone did these years ago, and this thing has been in white primer, I think, in my closet in a tub. It's been rolled up in a towel in a tub at least 10 years, if not 15, because Jim has not done any of the Ratfink stuff in years. Pretty much since Eileen Roth took. Well, of course, that's been longer than that, but I've had it a long time. You can't get them anymore. They're really hard to find. So still working on him too. Got to put his cane together, but before I put the cane together, I got to do some airbrush work on the base. I've done 2 of these now. So the first one I did was for a guy named Mel Bergman, who is the bass guitar player for a band called the Phantom Surfers. And Mel had a Volkswagen called the Fink Bug, which was Ratfink inspired. It was black and white, and then on the doors it had the big yellow RF, and it was all Ratfink stuff inside. So he had me paint one of these up to match that bug, and he had it mounted in the console, which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, last time I talked to him, he sold the Fink Bug and he let this go with it, and I was like, oh man, you should have kept the Roth sculpture because you can't get him. He's like, I know, I should have never parted with it, but he let it go with the car. It's part of the deal. So so I got the basic paint is done. I'm not good with the human form. I really am not. But you know, I'm better with monsters and animals and stuff. But it's not too bad. So what I'm going to do, of course, all the flesh tone is on there. When I get finished doing all the paint work, then I'll take the Tamiya pastels that they make that are in colors, and I'll do his lips and his cheekbones and his, you know, around his face and arms, and I'll highlight it with those pastel colors, which are really nice because there's different colors of flesh and kind of some rose colored or flesh tone. So that gives it some depth once you do that. So that's what I'll do with this once I'm finished with the rest of it. I got to spray the base in gray because it's like rock or like a sidewalk. And then what I'm going to do is what I did on the last one is the Roth logo, you know, written out in cursive. I'm going to paint that on the base. I'll airbrush that, the background colors, and then tape that off and then paint the rest of the base. So, but I got his little monocle painted. I found this beading cord in my wife has this huge wall of threads and stuff over here, and this is really, really old. I mean, this is on a metal spool. You can see it's kind of bent up, but it's really cool. This is from the Castle Novelties braid braid company and manufacturer. So 36 yards of beading cord. But anyway, this heavy cord was perfect to go on the monocle and the cord around his neck. This sculpt was taken from this picture. This picture was taken on the pool deck of the president of Revell at the time. His wife, her name was Royal Glaser, Glaser. She was really into the whole model thing that was going on. She loved Ed for whatever reason, and she was the one responsible for most of those goofy pictures of him, including this. This was on the pool deck of their house, and she would dress Ed up in all this goofy shit, and he would pose, of course, because he was a total ham. I still had to do the tattoos on his arm, which I hand painted all the tattoos on the other one. And they worked out good, but he's got the Roth logo with the buzzard sitting on it. I forget what the other one, I think it was a rat fink. So I got to look that up and research it. And then it was just traditional blue ink, both of them. So I'll do that. Yeah, another one of those books. This is Confessions of a Rat Fink. Not sure what year this was made, but this was early. Let's see. I always put my name and the dates I got these. So I got this in March of '92. So yeah, 33 years ago on this one. So you might not be able to find this one. I've got a couple of other Roth books. Hang on, let me just grab them real quick. Hang on a minute. All right, luckily my library is close by, so this one you can probably still find. Hot Rods by Ed Big Daddy Roth. This is a pretty good one. Tony Thacker did this. Tony actually autographed this one for me in 1995, it looks like. So yeah. So that was 30 years. I can't believe I've had all these books this long. But I think you can still find this one fairly easy. This is the tough one, the Green Book. Rat Fink, The Art of Ed Big Daddy Roth. This one has really gone up if you can find them. I've seen some ridiculous prices on this, but it's a good book. It's got some great pictures and artwork in it. Well, all of these books are good. And the other one, I think I showed you this one. Ed Big Daddy Roth, His Lifetimes, Cars and Art. This is from Pat Ganal, and that's a name that's pretty well known around the car world. And this is a hardback. Let's see. And April 8th of 2003, I got this one. So, again, over 20 years ago. But I think you might be able to find this book still. I think the green one's the only one that people tell me is really, really hard to find. But time goes so quick. You know, it's hard to believe that I've had these books for this long. But let's see. Oh, I got something. Well, a couple things. I finished. I did finish the shift knob up. Hopefully you can see that. It's a Frankenstein hand with a skull in it. I just finished that up this week. I've done dozens of these. This is a Jimmy Flintstone. Still available. You can order that direct from Jim. Let me get Ed out of the way here. And the skull. I did show you guys this thing just in a little blurb there the other day on one of those shorts. I just got this resin cast this week from a friend of mine's Chuck Darnell's buddy Brian did this. So you got your Rat Fink on a Von Dutch flying eyeball. He's holding a wrench and a piston, and then Rat Fink's got a kind of an egg-shaped shift knob's kind of weird, and a steering wheel. But it's a big piece. It's amazing. He sent this thing, and none of these little doodads. I can't believe the tail didn't get broken off. But I mean, he had it packed pretty well. But it's a cool piece, and I think I'm going to drill a hole in it and put it on maybe one of Jimmy Flintstone's bases. I have some of those extra. So probably do that. Let me back the camera up here a little bit again. And I'm going to show you guys this. This is really cool. I got this. Let me check my camera and make sure it's coming into view. Yeah. So I got this after I had an appointment with my surgeon last Monday. And I took the day off because it was in the middle of the day. So Deb and I went to a local antiques mall, which was just, it was a house, you know, but it had a lot of stuff in it. Anyway, at the end of it, we were walking through, there was a whole room of stuff that was being sold off 75% off. And I found this vintage drag racing trophy. And this is from New York, the US 30 Dragway Super Stock Eliminator trophy. And it's all wood, all real metal. It's in pretty good shape. Of course, it's got some foxing, you know, you can see here, but that's okay. I mean, for the age, I brought it home, cleaned it up really good. It was really dirty and dusty, and did a little furniture polish on the wood, but it's a cool piece. I got this for $9, you know. So to me, you know, I just thought it was a great deal because these old trophies, you know, sell 30, 40, 50 bucks or more. You know, I've seen them at car shows, ridiculous prices on them because a lot of people want them, but I was really stoked to get this. So, and it's, you know, nice metal car with the cross pistons on the top. I think that's just awesome. So I grabbed that. Grabbed a few other things too. One of the other things I got was this cool purple tiki bowl. It's kind of a bowl cup. And it's fairly generic. It doesn't have a name. Well, it does have a name on it. Whalers is what it's got on it. They had 15 on it. I think the guy sold it to me for like 11, something like that. It was really great because everything we got in there, the guy marked down a ton of stuff. But then we bought 2 or 3 things out of that room that was 75% off. My wife got a cool plate. It's kind of a Mexican themed plate that goes with some other collectible figures that she's got. So that worked out as a good day. I think that's everything. I think that's everything I'm doing. I got the Frisch's Big Boys sitting over there. I got that all cleaned up that Jimmy Flintstone sent me. I'm going to try to get that in. I think I'm going to throw some primer on that today. I'm looking forward to building that somewhere down the line here. But again, hoping to get a little more paint work done on that Kenworth hauler. But I'll try to wrap this one up this week, and I think that's about everything I've done. So not much else to say. Hope you guys are all building and having your coffee this morning. Yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to let you guys go about your business. Oh, I did get, I bought another part slot of parts for the Dr. Seuss kits. And actually I bought 2 more. I made a lowball offer on another one this week. And you were asking something ridiculous. And it had been on there for a few weeks. It was not a model dealer. It was just like somebody that dealt with all kinds of stuff. So I made a really lowball offer on it, and they took it. So I love getting deals. Once in a while, you still get a deal once in a while. So I got a whole nother big bag of parts coming for those. So I should be able to start piecing some of these things together. There's one on eBay right now. It's called the Birthday Bird, and it's never been out of the sealed bags in the original box. And remember, these are from 1959. And it's over $300 right now. I'm just watching it because I knew it immediately went to 150, 160. I looked at it last night. I think it was like 337 or something like that. So a bunch of people watching it. So I had no idea those things were that crazy collectible, but obviously they are. But apparently that one is something really rare, and the fact that it's still sealed in the bags in the original box, people are just going ape shit. But I won't spend that kind of money on stuff like that. They're fun, but I'm not that hardcore of a collector of that particular item to spend that kind of money on that. So anytime I can pick up these little pieces and parts and cobble stuff together, that works out better for me. There's a couple of them parts that need repairs, but I can drill that stuff out and put brass pins on there to hold stuff together. Because eventually what I'm going to do is put them together, you know, glue them together, and make a little display of them together, and I'll put them in one of these acrylic boxes I've got that I put models in. They're like a big shoe box, but they're great for putting large scale stuff in. So I'll probably put 2 or 3 of them in there together. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. Enjoy your Sunday, the rest of it. Sunny right now, but super windy here again. We had some storms blow through earlier in the week. I know a lot of you guys up north got hammered. My daughter's in Missouri. They had tornadoes touch down in the hometown there. Chuck Darnell, I talked to him. They got really hit hard. 70, 80 mile an hour winds, had a lot of tree damage and power lines down and stuff where he's at in Quincy, Illinois. So I know a lot of you guys caught hell with that storm, and I hope everybody's okay. And I hope everybody made it through that okay. And that started here in the Florida Panhandle. They got hit pretty hard too earlier in the week before it got to all you guys up north. But been blowing a gale here again. The ocean's just raising hell out there. I can actually stand in my front yard and hear it. I'm not that far from the ocean. I'm about a mile straight off of Ponce de Leon Inlet here. It's a straight shot, you know, from my house straight offshore through the inlet there. But of course, where the jetties and the beach area is, we can hear the waves breaking. And when it's loud like it is today, we know the ocean's really, really rough. So it's a washing machine, very dangerous. People end up still going out there trying to swim, getting caught in the runouts, getting hit by these big waves and getting carried out. And it's very, very dangerous this time of year for that. So anyway, all right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming by. I'll see you sometime later this week. Probably we'll do a follow-up video on this F-150 truck. And I'm not sure I'm going to dive into working on the car until I get more work done on the big hauler, the other one, because it's halfway done. I'd like to go ahead and get that finished if I can get some more paint work done on it. But I'll probably start just kind of getting everything lined up on that Cyclone, you know, to get it done. And I've already figured out the paint scheme that I'm doing on it, so we'll go from there. But I'll talk to you later this week. Thanks again for coming by. Appreciate all of you who have subscribed. And please, if you like what you're seeing, give me a thumbs up. And if you watch the video all the way through, I know I get a little long-winded and probably boring, but the longer you watch it, the better it is for all of us that are streaming these videos. So thanks for doing that. And I'll see you again real soon.